Hey friends, so today I'm going to be talking about the lifestyle changes that you can make during that perimenopause and menopause phase. So I wanted to do this as a follow-up episode to the episode that just released before this with Dr. Kat, where she talked about bioidentical hormones and how to really help your body and help those hormones if your symptoms are enough. So make sure you check out this. But this episode, I wanted to dive a little deeper into those lifestyle changes, the things that we do have control over, and they have such a big impact because you might be noticing that your body is changing. Things seem out of whack. Maybe you're having extra tummy weight and you just want to feel better, lose weight, maybe have more energy. And there's really so much we can do within our lifestyle that we do have control over. So it's important whether you decide to take a medication, hormones, whatever it is, that you have this really strong foundation of solid, healthy lifestyle. And before we dive into this episode today, I want to tell you about my course I'm launching. It is called Healthy Inside and Out, and it's going to launch March 4th. And in this course, we're going to focus on helping you learn how to nourish your body, lower inflammation so that you can feel better. Because I want you to lose weight, but I also want you to be healthy on the inside. So through this course, I'm going to teach you exactly what you need to do to eat to fuel your body and feel confident around the food. So if you're tired of those ups and downs, then it's time to do something different so that you can be healthy. You're going to discover how to break free from patterns that have been holding you back. You're going to learn through this course how to stay consistent, drop all the confusion around food, have a healthy relationship with food, shed that excess weight in a way that honors your body and promotes health. So if you guys are interested, check the description down below and get signed up for this course. As it's launching, I have some extra bonuses to go with it, so make sure that you guys take advantage of it. You're going to see two prices for this course. You just get the course, or you have the option to upgrade and add 4 private coaching sessions with me to help give you that extra support and accountability you need. And there's a discount if you do this. And also, when you're in the final checkout cart, you're going to have the option to add on personal training. So if you're looking to get in shape while you're doing this, you're going to have a really great discount when you go to that checkout code to add on my personal training app. And that's where you're working with me one-to-one. We're setting up workouts for you to do every day. You get the habit coaching and all you need. All right, guys. So I hope that you guys take advantage of this and hope to see you guys inside the course. Hi, friends, and welcome to the Healthy Beyond 40 show. I'm Michelle, mama 4 and military wife, and I'm passionate about helping women get healthy from the inside out so they can feel better and live their best life. Do you feel like you're struggling to lose weight and get in shape? If you're ready to develop healthier habits, exercise consistently, and lose weight sustainably, then you're in the right place. I combine my expertise from my doctorate in physical therapy to my experience as a health coach, personal trainer, and yoga teacher to bring you actionable steps for a healthy lifestyle. No magic pill here, so lace up those shoes and get moving. All right, so let's dive into the topic. Today, I'm going to be going over 5 things that you can do to make changes in your lifestyle that are going to help support your body when you're in this transition of perimenopause into menopause. And before we get started, I also want to mention I did an episode. It was episode number 10, and that really goes over what's perimenopause and menopause is, what hormones are changing. What about blood sugar and insulin resistant problems? So I'll link that in the description below. That's another good episode to check out if you're interested in this topic. So number 1 is to strength train. So when we do strength training, and that is where our muscles are burning, and what happens when we feel those muscles burning is our muscles breaking down and building up. So we want to put on muscle, keep our muscle as we're getting older. When we do strength training, it also helps with our bone health so that our bones aren't becoming frail and we're not likely to break our bones as we get older. Falls become a big thing as people are aging, and then you break a hip, you break something, and their health really starts to decline. We also want to make sure that we're having enough vitamin D to help with our bone health. So it's super important to find a strength training program that works for you, where you're using those muscles, where you're challenging yourself. So people are different. Some people push themselves a little too hard. Some people don't push themselves enough. But we want to make sure that we are pushing ourselves. We are feeling those muscles burn. We want to make sure that we're doing functional things like carrying groceries in from the car, that we're moving our laundry basket, that we're doing those things that require strength, and we're not avoiding those. So as much as we can within our daily life, outside of exercise here, how can we do a little bit more strength training and moving and lifting things instead of asking someone else to do that because we're thinking we're getting older? Of course, we want to make sure that something isn't too much for us. We don't want to hurt our body. Don't start to push those daily living things away. Use that as an opportunity to have these little mini sessions where you're working your muscles. Tip number 2 is to keep moving. Do not slow down. So just a quick example, one of my clients I started working with, she realized that she was barely getting any steps in. And I hear this in my Facebook group as people come in there. Like, I have a desk job. I'm barely getting like 1,000 steps, maybe 2,000 a day. So it's super important that we are not slowing down. I mean, just think in your mind, someone who's sitting all day, their body is literally slowing down. And as we get older, we want to keep our bodies moving. We want to keep them strong. And this strength training and this movement also helps our hormones and our metabolism to stay strong and keep functioning. So there's also a science component that goes behind these of why we want to do them. But we also just know that if we're moving and we're walking around, we're parking in the back of a parking lot and going into the store, that we just feel better when we do these things because our bodies are meant to move. Our bodies are meant for our muscles to work. Number 3 here is watch your portion size. So especially as you're getting older, you might notice that you don't need as much food. So one, we want to make sure that we're keeping strength training up and we're moving because those are going to use more calories, but sometimes we just don't need as much food as what we think we might. So this is where that important piece of mindful eating and really being able to tune into your body comes into play. This is going to be a deep topic that we dive into in my upcoming course, Healthy Inside and Out, where we can start to step into mindful eating, tuning into our body. So many people are so out of touch with their body and what it's telling us that's why we go for the quick diets and the quick fixes instead of taking that time to notice what we're feeling. Are we hungry? Are we full? What are different tactics that we can use around that so we can step in a place where we know what our body needs and we can give our body what it needs? So number 4 is making sure that you're getting enough protein. So as you get older, your body is going to have a little bit harder time of breaking down protein. And protein is the building block of our muscles and our cells. It's super important. And maybe you even seen a picture of someone who has a protein deficiency, and that's where their belly starts to get big because they're not getting enough protein. So we really need this, and we don't want enough just so we don't have disease. We want to make sure that we have enough protein for optimal health, because I want you guys to be living well and feeling well, not just staying out of disease. So there's a formula that I use with my clients, and I'll talk about in the Healthy Inside and Out course so that you can make sure that you're getting enough protein. And this also depends on your goals. It depends on your activity level, where you want that protein intake to be at. And this isn't something that has to become obsessive. It's something that you learn to get an idea about, that you're learning about the food and what you're eating, so that you're starting to understand, if I eat a piece of chicken, how much protein does that have? If I eat a potato, how much protein does that have? And you start to get an idea of the food you're eating and the protein it has. And then you're able to better guide yourself so that you're fueling your body better. And getting enough protein also helps not only with the building of muscle, but it also helps to regulate your appetite. It helps with sugar cravings. So some of these other things that pop up during that perimenopause and menopause time, protein, simple. It can really be helpful, but we got to make sure that we're doing it the right way. And there's a couple little tricks I always like to make sure that people are checking with when they're doing protein and trying to get more into their diet. And tip number 5 here is stress management. I save this one for last because it's probably the hardest. So having a place to deal with our emotions, our feelings, prioritizing ourselves. How many of us keep putting ourselves on the back burner and our body eventually starts to suffer physically? This has happened to me. It's still something I have to come back to because it gets easy to just go into the mode of taking care of my kids, the house, everything with them, the work that I do. But I have to come back to a place of prioritizing myself and knowing how important that is to me, because no one else in my life is telling me, hey, why don't you eat a salad instead of grabbing pizza? Or, hey, did you go for your walk today? Like, no one is doing that for me. If you have a coach or you work with me, you might have someone checking in on you. But otherwise, we don't have someone doing that. So we have to prioritize ourselves. And this is also something foundation I do with my clients, and I'm going to do in this Healthy Inside and Out course, is how do we prioritize ourselves? How do we get into that right mindset to take care of ourselves? How do we figure out these goals that we want to have, and how do we make those important? And also, how do we deal with our emotions and feelings that pop up? So many of us have been taught to suppress our feelings and emotions. That is the way I grew up, and it drives anxiety in me. So over the past 10 years, I've been on a journey of starting to work through my emotions and feelings, letting them pop up, letting myself feel them, even though it doesn't feel great to be frustrated, angry, or sad, but allowing them to have their space so then I can actually move on and feel so much better. We avoid it, but actually, when we take that time to give those emotions and feelings some space, and we also have a safe place and safe people to do that with, we're able to move through those emotions. Because a lot of times those emotions and feelings are keeping us stuck in these patterns that we don't want to be in. All right, so let me recap those, guys. So number 1, strength train. Number 2, keep moving, get those steps and move your body. Number 3 is watch your portion sizes by starting to tune into your body. Number 4, make sure that you are getting enough protein. And number 5, stress management. And we had a lot tucked in there: emotions, feelings, being intentional, prioritizing yourself. And especially as you guys are going into menopause and getting older, if you haven't learned these skills of your emotions, feelings, prioritizing yourself, stress management, it is super important to do this so it can really ease that transition of perimenopause and menopause. Because a lot of things like stress, emotions, and feelings, they're actually changing the hormones and the chemistry inside of our body. So sometimes when we're having symptoms, they're more related to that stress or that anxiety that we're feeling than actually something that's tangible. We always want to blame things on something else, but a lot of times it goes back to this stress management, how we're internalizing thoughts, emotions, and feelings. So it's super huge. All right, guys, I hope that you guys enjoyed this episode, and make sure to check the description below or head to my website and check out the page I have for my upcoming course, Healthy Inside and Out. You can learn more about the course. You can sign up and get on that wait list so you are ready to go when it launches. And also, just for this limited time, as it is launching, I have lots of discounts, freebies, extras included. So check out that page about it so you can see all those bonuses that I have. All right, friends, hope you guys have a good day and keep on moving.